how you eat is just as important as what you eat.
I have
Right?
this problem. I have this problem. So I need to listen to you on this part because I drink smoothie fast, and I wonder about this, right? Because so why is this why is this so important?
Well, 'cause one of the things is I think always looking at the bigger picture of stuff. There's a difference between diet and nutrition. So diet is just simply what you consume. So if we consume raw living foods, then we're on a raw living foods diet. If someone consumes corn chips and lettuce, then that's the diet they're on. But bottom line is nutrition is the sum total processes of ingestion, digestion, assimilation, and elimination. So you can be on the best diet in the world and still have malnourishment or poor nourishment or not optimal nourishment, or however you want to label it. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's why it
Right.
matters. So even if you take something really healthy, but you
Assimilation of it.
yes, if you're
Hmm.
not assimilating it, because when people say you are what you eat, it's like no, we're really what we assimilate. Because you can eat a lot of things, and I go through this all the time with people with even with water, which we could talk about that too, because I think it's an important topic if you want. But the
You talk
analogy,
about drinking. You talk about drinking it slowly as well. Water.
yeah. Let's circle back to that. So if you pour, yeah, this will be perfect tie-in. If you pour water on a plant, like I've planted in the background back there, a couple trees I just acquired this year on the deck. If I go over and water those plants really quickly, and the water just gushes through it, it'll just pour out of the bottom of that pot. And then I'm like, I wonder why this thing's not doing well. I water it all the time. Yeah, you flooded it, but basically, did the
Hmm.
plant have time to assimilate the water? No, that's why it ran through the root system and went right through us. So, right through it. And the same thing can happen to us. I have patients all the time that drink tons of water, and a couple things on that. So, first, yes, no matter what we eat and drink, it should be done mindfully and with presence. And you want to literally, there's an old expression, chew your drink and drink your food. Chew your drink and drink your. So you want to, even if you're consuming water, you want to mix that with your essence. So like your saliva, your enzymes, your consciousness. Like it should stay in your mouth for a while before you swallow it. That's why a lot of times when people walk up to me and I just took a sip, I'm hang on, and and then I swallow. I go, okay. I said I didn't want to, have to spit that out or choke on it trying to swallow it too quick. Uh, but that's one aspect. Yeah, you want to do it very slowly so that it literally becomes part of you before you swallow it. Your mouth is the gatekeeper of your whole alimentary canal. So anything you consume, and there's a reason for that. We have enzymes in our saliva. We have like blood cells in our saliva. So these things are there to protect us. So that's why if you truly were tuning in like other species
Hmm.
do, you really shouldn't get food poisoning. It's another reason to be careful with making smoothies. Just I would check whatever it is you're putting in there before you put it in there. So let's say you didn't check some, you just throw it in, it had a bunch of mold in it or something. You would have picked that up in your mouth.
Yeah.
If right, you would have been like, oh God, it tastes bad. Like we've all done it. You just maybe you didn't look at the date careful enough, and then you're like, you pull it out and there's all this blue mold, and you're like, oh. So yeah, if you're eating dates, definitely, especially with the pits, yeah, definitely take them out. Obviously, don't crack your teeth on the pit, but even if they have pits taken out, yeah, you should crack those open. Same thing with figs, because yeah, you might find any fruit for that matter, but you want to inspect things, but your mouth would have given you that warning signal. Plus, the enzymes in your mouth actually signal to the rest of your digestive tract, here's what's coming. Like it's that, and it's quick. I mean, that's how your body is so intelligent. If it's awake, and it will tell the rest of your body, here's what's coming. So these are the digestive, things you need to secrete. You
Right.
know,
Okay.
yeah. And then the other side of water, I think is worth mentioning, is for some reason we got into this as a society people should consume X amount of ounces a day. And there's formulas out there, half your body in ounces or whatever. So if you weigh 150 pounds, it'd be 75 ounces. Yeah, I understand people want guidelines. So this would be mine. If you, most people, depending on their lifestyle, let's say you're going to lose up to 1 to 2 liters or quarts a day per sweating, elimination, going to the bathroom, and breathing, just respiration. Um, you would want to replace at least that amount. But that doesn't mean you necessarily have to drink 2 quarts or 2 liters of water a day. I see people these huge, like they're like an iron tank. These cups they weigh a ton. Some companies making a mint off them, but now everyone's chugging all this water, and they're probably overtaxing their kidneys and diluting their electrolytes down to where they're actually becoming dehydrated at that point. The original recommendation was just amount of fluid consumed. It had nothing to do with just strict water. So now this diet that we're espousing to be wonderful, think about it. A lot of it's high water content based food. So you're going to get most of your water from a raw living foods diet if you choose to consume that. That's the beauty of that. That said, I do still drink water. I just don't sit there and gulp it all day long. I mean, I from time to time, especially if I have to speak or I'm working with patients or I'm exercising, I'm breathing more. I'm not going to sit there and just drink coconut or just eat some juicy fruit to get all my hydration. Sometimes water is necessary. But we went from this is what we should consume in ounces to this is what we're supposed to consume with water and food to now this is what we're supposed to consume with just water. And I don't know who started that, but it's like the only justification that I could make, slight justification of that would be if you're going to only eat cooked food that's dehydrated and dead, yeah, you might need to consume more water because you've cooked
Yeah.
most of the water out of it. But yeah, so it's all relative on the spectrum, right?
Okay. Okay. So